Hi everyone. So today I'll give you some guidance and some tips regarding AWS Solution Architect Associate level of certification. I have cleared this a couple of months back, and whatever things helped me in terms of course that I have enrolled, in terms of practice exam that I have given, and whatever unique feature that most services have, I have noted down, and I'll share you all those features related to those services in this presentation. So let us start. So brief introduction about AWS. So you must have heard, right? So this is an on-demand, pay-as-you-go type of services given by Amazon. So basically, it offers a broad set of global cloud-based products like compute. Compute means, I mean, you mean scale in and scale out. You can increase your servers, increase their capacity, decrease their capacity, right? In terms of storage, databases, analytics, networking, etc. There are many advantages like on demand, right? You need not to pay upfront. Services are available within seconds, okay? And the pricing, the model is like pay as you go. So जितना आप यूज करोगे that much you have to pay. आपको ऐसा नहीं है कि सर्वर आपने पहले से खरीद के रख लिए हैं, right? And you need to pay for your lifetime, right? So now the whole infrastructure is not a liability for any corporation or any individual if he or she wants to go to AWS, right? So it gives us an opportunity to replace upfront capital infrastructure expenses with low variable costs, right? So बहुत सारे advantages हैं. Some of them I have given you here. Now basically for this associate certification level, you will be evaluated on below key points. Okay, how to design resilient architecture. So resilient architecture means whenever a failover happen, right? So you always have some secondary availability zone, or some other reason where you can point your application where your user can reach out and can carry on their task without any failover, right? So without any downtime. So those kind of architectures are resilient architecture. So how to design them, which is you will be evaluated on those things. कौन से ऐसे services हैं that will help you to design these resilient architecture. Then how to design high performing in the terms like response time will be lesser, right? If you want to access any data, if you want to search anything, तो वो fast होना चाहिए. Now there are many services available like CloudFront is one of them. हम उसकी बात करेंगे in coming slides. So that gives you a low latency feature. So how you can design so that your performance of your application is higher. How you can design those architecture that you will be evaluated on those things. And how to design secure application. So in today's world there are so many security bugs, right? And applications are prone to these things, security breaches. So how to design, how to create a security layer around your infrastructure, around your application layer. So all those things you will be evaluated on. And last but not the least, I mean, how to design cost optimized architecture. I'll give you an example right here. For example, you are already aware, right, that you are going to use this many server for at least 1 to 3 years. So in that case, you can pay upfront and reserve your instances. So those are called reserved instances, right? So in that will be much cheaper as compared to on demand instances, right? Because आपको पहले से ही डिसाइडेड है कि आपने इतने टाइम के लिए यूज करना है और आपने उतना you already paid that. So that's why it will be cheaper. And other services also give you this feature to design cost optimized architecture in terms of storage, right? So you will be evaluated basically on all these four things. Okay, and the course that helped me, it is available on Udemy by Stephen Marek, right? I have given you the link here. You can directly go to that course and enroll that, right? अगर आपने पहले क्लाउड सर्टिफिकेशन you already given CCP, Cloud Practitioner exam, then it is much better. Otherwise, you can directly go for Solution Architect Associate certification as well. So no problem. If you have not given CCP, you can directly go for this. Practice exams I have, I have also enrolled. I have given that link as well. So both these things, both these courses I have enrolled, which are designed from Stephen Marek. He has very wonderful ratings and also very well explained in his courses. So let us now check some important services from exam perspective. Okay. So basically, whenever a question comes, there are 4 to 5 options. In some of the cases, you need to select more than, I mean, if there are 5 options, question asks you to select 2 right choices, right? And in some cases, you have to select one right choice. And most of the time, the choices seems to be very similar. Okay. And we confuse like what choice we need to rule out and what should be the correct answer. So uske liye what I have done is I have noted down the unique features of various important services जिनके questions exam में आते ही हैं, right? So I have noted down their characteristics here, which will help you, before exam you can check this. So it acts as a cheat sheet, you can say, right? Cheat code to clear your certificate. So before going to exam, you can go through these slides once, and it will definitely help you. Like S3 bucket, it's a AWS simple storage service, right? And it is more cost efficient than EBS, right? And it is more cost efficient than instance store, right? So again, unique feature. One zone IA is not highly available. Okay, so S3 bucket has so many different categories. One zone IA means like it the name suggests, it is available only in single zone. IA means infrequent access. Okay, so अगर कोई सर्विस एक ही जोन में अवेलेबल है, इट मीन्स वो हाईली अवेलेबल नहीं है, राइट? मतलब एक एक जगह एक जोन में फेल ओवर हो गया, देन यू डोंट हैव एनी अदर ऑप्शन, right? So if you need to design such kind of architecture wherein the data is not critical and it is fine to not having a highly available thing, right? और आपको infrequent access करना है data का, frequently access नहीं करना, then one zone IA is the right choice. Also it saves you money. Now, some feature regarding moving data from one place to another, like before moving to one zone infrequent access kind of S3 bucket, minimum data storage duration is 30 days. Okay, so what does that mean? अगर आपको वन जोन IA में डेटा मूव करना है, उससे पहले आपका डेटा स्टैंडर्ड बकेट में एटलीस्ट 30 डेज के लिए होना चाहिए. सो इन एग्जाम द क्वेश्चन आस्क यू लाइक दिस, राइट? आफ्टर 1 week you are moving your data to one zone IA, so that is an incorrect choice. So you cannot move your data after 1 week, right? At least 30 days के लिए आपका minimum data storage duration होना चाहिए before moving to one zone IA. Okay, and there are some prerequisite when you route traffic using Route 53 to website in S3. Okay, तो registered domain name होना चाहिए, and S3 bucket name must be same as your domain name. Okay, S3 standard infrequent access. Okay, so this bucket gives you rapid access, which requires less frequent. Okay, and if you want to move directly to S3 Glacier Deep Archive, so that is a cheaper option than moving to Glacier. Okay, now Glacier and Glacier Deep Archive, when you go through the course, you will come to know there are archival methods wherein if you want to store data for longer period, for years and years, then you can store here. And before moving and move, S3 Deep Glacier is cheaper option, I mean, as compared to Glacier. S3 sync command uses copy object APIs. Okay, cross region replication. Cross region replication means like you have one region on EU, Europe side, and other at US region. अगर आपको क्रॉस रीजन रेप्लिकेशन करना है, तो दैट ओनली सपोर्ट्स न्यू S3 ऑब्जेक्ट्स आफ्टर इट इज क्रिएटेड. ओके, पहले से ही S3 ऑब्जेक्ट्स अगर क्रिएटेड हैं, उसका क्रॉस रीजन रेप्लिकेशन नहीं हो सकता. ओके, सो यू कैन नॉट मूव डायरेक्टली फ्रॉम स्नोबॉल टू ग्लेशियर वोल्ट और ग्लेशियर डीप आर्काइव वोल्ट. आप डायरेक्टली मूव नहीं कर सकते स्नोबॉल से. ओके, क्वेश्चन में यू विल गेट समथिंग रिलेटेड टू दिस, एंड you can easily find out. Intelligent tiering मतलब बहुत सारे, जैसे I have mentioned, there are S3 bucket different categories. इंटेलिजेंट टियरिंग मतलब जहाँ पे आपको एक्सेस पैटर्न नहीं, यू आर नॉट अवेयर ऑफ दैट। आई मीन यू आर नॉट अवेयर कितने टाइम के लिए आपको डेटा फ्रिक्वेंटली एक्सेस करना है, कितने टाइम के बाद उसको फिर इनफ्रिक्वेंटली एक्सेस करना है। लाइक इन मोस्ट ऑफ द केसेस आपकी एप्लीकेशन को शुरू इन अर्लियर यू नीड टू एक्सेस frequently, but after some time, like after 6 months or 1 year, you need not to access data frequently, right? So you can store that data in archive methods. But in case you are not aware कि आपका पैटर्न कैसा रहेगा, कितने ड्यूरेशन के बाद वो इनफ्रीक्वेंट होगा, उस केस में from S3 there is a provision of intelligent tiering. Okay. Yeah, now Snowmobile and Snowball Edge, अगर बहुत ज्यादा वॉल्यूम है डेटा का, राइट, एंड योर bandwidth does not allow that, so AWS gives you some hardware, okay, and they send it to your location. You can copy your data to those hardware which are called as Snowmobile and Snowball Edge. इन दोनों में difference, it's their capacity, right? So you can copy that, and they will then transfer that data to their data centers. Okay, petabytes or terabytes का volume है, then we use these. Okay, Snowball Edge means it provides up to 80 terabytes of usable HDD storage. Okay, and you cannot directly copy data from Snowball Edge to Glacier. Okay, so these are the unique feature. I mean, this will help you once you go through the course, before sitting to the exam. In fact, before going to the practice exam as well, if you go through these features well, it will help you. AWS Lambda, the unique feature and very important service also. So in AWS Lambda, you can run code without provisioning or managing servers. Okay, so it is a serverless AWS service. Okay, you pay only for compute time. Okay, and no charge when code is not running. So, and it supports the synchronous and asynchronous invocation both. You can access resources across AWS accounts. Okay, and you cannot host website using AWS Lambda. Okay, and Lambda that use environment variables, it encrypts them using AWS key management service. Now these are some key service, like if you want to encrypt your data, so either you can encrypt by yourself or AWS encrypt on your behalf. Okay, so if you are using environment variables, Lambda service, so it encrypts them using AWS key management service. Okay, then FSX for Lustre, it provides the ability to both process the hot data in parallel and distributed fashion. Okay, as well as easily store cold data in S3. Aurora, it is an Amazon relational database. Okay, if using Aurora replica, AWS Aurora will flip the CNAME. If running serverless, it will create new DB instances, different availability zone. This is a unique feature. If you read second and third point, third point, it is not, if you are not running serverless Aurora, so it will create new DB instance in same availability zone. And if you are running serverless, it will create new DB instance in different availability zone. Okay, and this is a relational database. Okay, whenever there is a question related to key value store database, then Aurora is not the right choice. Okay, then Redshift, it's a fully managed petabyte scale cloud-based data warehouse, right? I mean, it used for a very large scale dataset storage. It uses SQL. Okay, so I mean, again, a relational kind of DB. And this is online analytical processing. Okay, OLAP. It is not suited for transactional relational database. And using Redshift Spectrum, you can efficiently query and retrieve structured and semi-structured data from files to S3 without having to load data into Redshift tables. Okay, so these are some unique features related to Redshift. So if you need to design a database for a large scale data set and relational DB, you can use SQL, then Redshift is the right choice. Okay, DynamoDB, again, very important service given by AWS. It stores data in key value store. Okay, so not a relational database, fast, flexible, no SQL, fast processing of small data that dynamically changes. Okay, and you cannot integrate with CloudFront, again, important point, and it has schema flexibility as well. Okay, Elastic Block Store, also called as EBS volume, it's an off instance storage. मतलब आप अगर instance terminate हो गया, बंद हो गया, inactive हो गया, EBS storage will still be there. Okay, and you can make live changes. Okay, आप इस EBS के साथ you can create some live changes without disturbing any of your instance. Okay, lowest latency access to data from a single EC2 instance. अगर आपका सिंगल EC2 इंस्टेंस है, उस केस में it will give you a lowest latency. Data at rest moving, okay, in all the cases snapshots are encrypted, and there are different EBS volumes, like last 4 points you can see, and it is highly likely you will get question from this. Cold HDD, general purpose SSD, provisioned IO apps, throughput optimized. Okay, so cold HDD is a low cost. It has high performance in terms of throughput rather than IOPS. Okay, lesser frequency. Then general purpose SSD, it costs you more and mostly use the system boot volumes. Okay, virtual desktops, low latency interactive apps. Okay, provisioned IOPS, it costs more than cold, highest performance SSD for low latency and also high throughput. Throughput optimized, it frequently accessed kind of EBS volume if the requirement is such, and also it is throughput intensive. Okay, next service, data sync service. If you want to move large amount of data online between on-premise and S3 or EFS, FSX for Windows file servers, then data sync is the right choice. It can transfer hundreds of terabytes and millions of files at speeds 10 times faster than open source tools. Okay, then AWS storage gateway, it can copy data from on-premises to AWS. Now, the difference between storage gateway and data sync is used for large amount of data. Okay, storage gateway is not suitable for large sets of data. It provides low latency access to data by caching frequently data on premises. Okay, तो मतलब जहाँ पे भी caching आ रहा है, मतलब it will help you providing low latency. Okay, EFS, Elastic File Server, it only handles Linux for workload. One of the very important unique feature. EFS जो है, it only handles Linux workload. So whenever a question comes and there is a workload Windows based, then you can rule out the EFS because it only handles Linux workload. EMR, okay, process vast amount of data using open source. Then we have decoupled services like SQS, all the services, I mean, जहाँ पे we process messages, right? So SQS is one of them. It is cheaper than Kinesis data streams. Kinesis data streams हम आगे पढ़ेंगे. Decoupled है, and SQS and SWF दो तरह के services available हैं. SWF is simple workflow, right? And SQS is simple queue service. And in this SQS, you cannot set priority to individual items. Okay, suppose आपके पास 100 messages हैं queue में, and you want to set priority कि पहले ये process हो, second में ये, fourth में ये, seventh में ये, वैसी priority you cannot set in SQS. It automatically deletes your message. एक fix जो message retention period है, उसके बाद it will delete your messages. Kinesis data stream real time data streaming services में use होता है, like Netflix, right? जितने भी रियल टाइम डेटा स्ट्रीमिंग सर्विसेज हैं, मोबाइल गेमिंग एंड ऑल दोस थिंग्स, वहां पे Kinesis data streams is very much used, and it use enhanced fan out if multiple consumer retrieving concurrently. Okay, and it has ability to consume reports in the same order a few hours later as well. Okay, so very important unique features. Exam में question SQS और Kinesis data stream से related, highly likely chance the questions will be there. SWF, when you want your task should never be duplicated and is assigned only once, then SWF is the right choice. SQS FIFO, I mean, again, as the name suggests, FIFO, so order of operation and event is critical, so SQS FIFO is the right choice, but here duplicates can be tolerated. Okay, so you need to make sure, I mean, both the features you need to keep in mind. Then we have routing services. Like first two services I have mentioned, geo proximity and geolocation. Both seems to be similar, but दोनों में difference है. क्या है? Geo proximity में you can specify a bias to control the size of the geographic region. For example, in Europe, there are so many countries which speak their regional language. For example, Spain, German, France, and there are some English speaking country as well. So you want architecture to be designed in such a way user from that English speaking country they should route to Asia Pacific region. Okay, so you can control that size of your geographic region using geo proximity. Okay, तो आप उस English speaking country के users को कहीं और route कर सकते हो. But in geolocation you cannot control the coverage size. Okay, it just lets you choose the instance that will serve traffic based on location of your user. तो जो पास में पड़ेगा user को they will use that routing, right? So important feature. AWS Global Accelerator, as its name suggests, right? Network layers are that direct traffic to optimal endpoints over the AWS global network. One of the very important thing about AWS Global Accelerator is it is more suitable for non-HTTP. Okay, can be used for HTTP, but I mean जहाँ पे non-HTTP का preference है वहाँ पे you need to choose AWS Global Accelerator Service. UDP supported also. Launch configuration cannot be modified. Do not support mix. इसका मतलब क्या है? I mean suppose you need to launch more than one instance. Okay, in launch configuration you can do that, लेकिन आप ऑन डिमांड के साथ स्पोर्ट इंस्टेंस मिक्स नहीं कर सकते. एक ही तरह के इंस्टेंस आप लॉन्च कर सकते हो यूजिंग लॉन्च कॉन्फ़िगरेशन, बट लॉन्च टेम्पलेट में इट गिव्स यू दैट प्रोविजन ऑफ मिक्सिंग ऑफ ऑन डिमांड विद स्पोर्ट इंस्टेंस. मतलब आपके पास 3 ऑन डिमांड है, 2 ऑन स्पोर्ट इंस्टेंस है, उसको आप लॉन्च कर सकते हो यूजिंग लॉन्च टेम्पलेट सर्विस. ओके, CloudFront, very important service. It helps you to design high performing architecture. How? It is a fast CDN service that securely delivers data, videos, and APIs to customers globally with low latency. Okay, it transfers high speeds, offer an origin failover feature as well to help support your data resiliency needs. High performing के साथ साथ it also help you to build high resilient architectures. CloudFront is very important service. Then we have placement groups. यहाँ पे we will learn about हमारे servers को हम किस तरह से place कर सकते हैं. Like in spread placement group, there are separate racks. Okay, maximum there will be 7 running instances per availability zone per group. Okay, cluster placement group, as the name suggests, जो कि बहुत क्लोज है, राइट? पैक्स इंस्टेंसेस क्लोज टुगेदर इनसाइड एन अवेलेबिलिटी जोन. एंड इनका यूसेज कहाँ है? टाइटली कपल नोड टू नोड कम्युनिकेशन. जहां भी रिक्वायरमेंट वैसा है यू कैन यूज क्लस्टर प्लेसमेंट ग्रुप, right? And if you want low latency network performance, then cluster placement group is the right choice. Then we have partition placement group. यहाँ पे this spread instances across LPARs. LPARs are logical partitioning such that group of instances in one partition do not share the underlying hardware with group of instances in other partition. Okay, तो उनका जो अंडरलाइंग हार्डवेयर है वो शेयर नहीं हो रहा. मतलब आपका 2 अलग अलग एप्लीकेशन है, एक पार्टीशन पे एक डिप्लॉयड है, अनदर पार्टीशन पे द सेकंड एप्लीकेशन इज डिप्लॉयड एंड दे आर नॉट शेयरिंग द हार्डवेयर अंडरलाइंग. It also gives you low latency network performance and necessary for tightly coupled node to node communication. Okay, then we have migration service. Migrate DBs to AWS quickly. Source DB remain operation during migration. Right now, you may be thinking, right, there are so many services to transfer data from your own premises to cloud, and there are some services which transfer data within cloud as well. Okay, so in DMS the unique thing is your source DB. Okay, during migration that will remain operational. Okay, so if the question comes where you want to keep on executing some queries on your source database while migrating your database to AWS, then DMS is the right choice. Elastic cache, as the name itself, has cache in it, so it gives you, again, low latency and high performing kind of architecture. It allows to seamlessly set up, run, and scale popular open source compatible in-memory data stores in the cloud. It boosts the performance, caching, session stores, gaming, and it used with relational DBs. Okay, so again, important thing, you cannot use it with database which has key value store like DynamoDB, right? Elastic cache for memcache, it not HIPAA eligible, like we have already mentioned, right? Key value store kind of database. Yeah, now different kind of instances and hosts. So first is dedicated host. So if you here you launch EC2 and physical servers that are dedicated for your use. Okay, whenever a question come wherein you find these things like physical servers that are dedicated for your use, and wherein you use existing server bound license, then the dedicated hosts are the right choice. Dedicated instances in VPC. Virtual private cloud, on hardware that's dedicated to single customer. It may share hardware with other instances from same AWS account. Okay, again, I mean, the unique feature, hardware can be shared, but from the same AWS account. Now the reserved instances, इसका जैसे मैंने आपको example I have given you starting of the presentation, it helps you in reducing the cost, right? So you are already aware कि आपको यूज करना है 1 से 3 साल तक, you will pay upfront, they'll cost you lesser, it will be cheaper for you, then it is called as reserved instance. Then we have NAT instance. Security groups are associated with NAT instance, okay, and it can be used as a bastion server. Bastion server क्या होता है, I'll tell you in coming slides, and it supports port forwarding as well. In NAT gateway, that does not support port forwarding. Okay, so what is port forwarding? I mean, whenever you go through the course, right? So you will be more familiar with that. Port forwarding is I mean, security groups की ऐसी features रहती हैं wherein जो आपके जो allow कर रहा है data को, and वहां से हो सकता है आप जिन ports पे data allow है, same ports पे data you cannot receive it back. Okay, then we have different kinds of load balancer, like classic load balancer, applications built within EC2, classic network only. It does not support path-based or host-based routing. Okay, then we have network load balancer. It does not support weighted routing, path-based or host-based routing. It can handle WebSockets. After it receives request, it selects target from the default rules target group. Okay, application load balancer. It supports host-based, path-based, HTTP header, HTTP method, query string. All those things are supported in application load balancer. So whenever question come wherein you want to support host path, then application load balancer is the right choice. But it cannot assign elastic IP address to application load balancer. Okay, UDP is not supported in application load balancer. Gateway load balancer, primarily used for deploying, scaling and running third party virtual application. Okay, तो कभी भी अगर question में they are asking to deploy and run third party virtual application, gateway load balancer is the right choice. And it does not support path based or host based routing. तो path based or host based routing एक ही load balancer support करता है, and that is application load balancer. Okay, then we have DLM, that is data lifecycle manager, as the name itself suggests, right? तो यहाँ पे you can automate the creation, retention and deletion of snapshot. जो भी आप अपने backup के लिए लेते हो, you can automate that process. Okay, and regular backup से it add value. It retain backup as requested by auditor. You can retain those backups. Reduce storage by deleting outdated backups, right? तो जो भी बहुत पुराना बैकअप है, you can delete them. You can set that feature in Lifecycle Manager, and it will reduce your storage. IAM role, very important feature, very important service given by AWS. Some unique points about it is available in all regions, and it is possible to access cross account resources. Okay, IAM role के through आप क्रॉस अकाउंट रिसोर्सेज यानी कि डिफरेंट डिफरेंट जो आपने इंस्टेंसेस या कोई सर्वर्स क्रिएट कर रखे हैं, यू कैन एक्सेस देम using IAM role. Then we have ECR. It's similar to Docker thing, container registry. So and this is not an open source. AWS Massey, this is a data security and privacy service. It uses machine learning and pattern matching to discover sensitive data. Then we have Guard Duty. It helps you to threat detection service, monitor for malicious activity and unauthorized behavior to protect AWS accounts, workloads and data in S3. Okay. Think, I mean, जो ये काम कर रही हैं services, it seems similar, but you need to, keep in mind again the unique things related to them, right? जैसे guard duty, it helps you to threat detection service है ये, and right, but Massey is data security and privacy service. So in general, both are for, I mean, security reasons, but you need to be very specific what exactly they do. Now again, the Bastion host that we have discussed earlier, it should be in public subnet. Okay, so whenever in VPC you create private subnets and public subnet, तो Bastion host it should be in public subnet. अगर आपको कोई भी host ऐसा Bastion host की तरह काम करवाना है तो उसको public subnet में ही रखना होगा with either public or elastic IP address. Okay. Application firewall, it monitor the request forwarded to API gateway and CloudFront, also to ALB. तो इन तीनों जगह पे if a request is forwarding, application firewall can be used to monitor that. Security rules can block SQL injection and cross-site scripting attacks. Okay, it allow all except the specified. It can block all except the specified. It also help you to detect and mitigate DDoS attacks. Okay, so these are features unique to web application firewall. Okay, yeah. So all those, I mean, items that I have shared here, it will help you once you go through the course, right? And whenever you check the question in your practice exam as well, you will find it seems more than one choice seem to be similar, seem to be correct. Then these points can help you to rule out the wrong choices and select the right one. I hope it will help you, and also the Udemy course that I have enrolled will help you to clear your certificate. Thank you. We'll meet soon.